man with a clever and fastidious face, yet at that moment he looked frail and sickly. "I'm never at my shining best this close to dawn, Logan." "Quite," Logan said, "but this ain't an experience for everyone. I must say the breakfast afterwards is very good. Devilled kidneys." "How is Lady Forrest?" "Florence keeps well, thank you." "And your daughter?" "Eleanor will doubtless survive her troubles," Sir Henry said dryly. "A broken heart has yet to prove fatal, except in poets." "Damn poets, Logan," Sir Henry said with a smile. He held his hands toward the remnants of the fire where the prisoners had left their cooking pots stacked about its edges. "Poor Eleanor," Sir Henry said. "If it was up to me, Logan, I'd let her marry, but Florence won't hear of it." "Others usually know best about such things," Logan said airily, and then the room's low murmur of conversation died as the guests turned towards a barred door that had opened. A burly, red-faced man, carrying a stout leather bag, stumped into sight. He was an ugly man whose raw beef slab of a face was disfigured by warts and scars. His bald pate was surrounded by a fringe of lank brown hair that fell over his frayed collar. He was dressed in brown gaiters, black breeches, and a tightly buttoned black coat. He offered the waiting gentry no greeting, and no one in the association room acknowledged his arrival. "That," Logan told Sir Henry under his breath, "is Mr. James Botting, more familiarly known as Jemmy." "The petitioner?" Sir Henry asked softly. "The very same." Sir Henry suppressed a shudder as James Botting slung his leather bag onto a table and, conscious of being watched by the silent visitors, brought out 8 coils of white cord. He fussily arranged the coils in a neat row. Next, he took out 4 white cotton sacks that he placed by the coiled lines and, last of all, 4 heavy ropes. Each rope looked to be about 12 feet long and had a noose tied in one end and an eye spliced into the other. James Botting laid the ropes on the table and then stepped back. "Good morning, gentlemen," he said smartly. "Oh, Botting." William Brown spoke as though he had only just noticed him. "A very good morning to you." "And a nice one it is too, sir," Botting said. "And a cloud in sight, sir." "Just the 4 customers today, sir?" "Just the 4, Botting." "They've drawn a good crowd, sir, a very good crowd." Sir Henry looked back to his friend. "Does Botting know why we're here?" "I do hope not," Logan grimaced. "He might botch things if he did. How better to prove he needs an assistant?" "Remind me what we pay him." 10 shillings and 6pence a week. But there are emoluments. The hand of glory, for one, and also the clothes, and the ropes." "Emoluments?" Sir Henry was puzzled. Logan smiled. "As soon as we retire for our devilled kidneys, Mr. Botting will invite folk onto the scaffold for a touch of the dead man's hand. It's supposed to cure warts, and I believe he charges 1 shilling and 6pence for each treatment. He sells the prisoner's clothes to Madame Tussaud if she wants them, and if not, they're sold as keepsakes. The killing rope is cut into fragments that are hawked about the streets at up to 6pence an inch. Believe me, Mr. Botting does not suffer from penury." Sir Henry looked at Botting's ravaged face. "The hand of glory doesn't seem to work on the hangman, though, does it?" "Not a pretty sight, is he?" Logan agreed. The room had fallen silent again as the door from the press yard opened. Another turnkey came in, holding a stout hammer. He knuckled his forehead to the keeper and stood beside a low slab of timber. Then the sheriff and under-sheriff appeared in the doorway and were ushering the prisoners in. There were 4 of them, 3 men, and a young woman, scarce more than a girl, with a pale and frightened face. "Brandy, sir?" One of the keeper's servants appeared beside Logan. "Thank you," Logan said, and took 2 beakers. He handed one to Sir Henry. "It's bad brandy," he said under his breath, "but a good precaution." The prison bell began to toll, and the girl twitched at the sound. The turnkey with the hammer ordered her to put a foot onto the wooden anvil so her leg irons could be struck off. Sir Henry sipped the brandy and feared it would not stay down. His head felt light. The turnkey hammered the rivets from the first manacle, and Sir Henry saw that the girl's ankle was a welt of sores. The bell tolled on, and it would not stop now until all 4 bodies were cut down. Sir Henry was aware that his hand was shaking. Logan was gazing at the quivering girl. "She stole her mistress's necklace," She did? Pearls. She must have sold it, for the necklace was never found. The tall fellow next in line is a highwayman. Pity he isn't Hood, eh? Still, we'll see Hood swing one day. The other two murdered a grocer in Southwark. The girl, moving awkwardly because she was unaccustomed to walking without leg irons, shuffled away from the anvil. She began crying, and Sir Henry turned his back on her. James Botting snapped at the girl to come to him. "Stand still, girl," he said. "Drink that." He pointed to a beaker of brandy that had been placed on the table next to the ropes. The girl gulped it down. "Hands by your side, girl," Botting ordered her. "I didn't steal anything," she wailed. "Quiet, my child, quiet." The Reverend Cotton had moved to her side and put a hand on her shoulder. "God is our refuge and strength, and you must put your faith in him." She was wearing a pale blue cotton dress with a drooping neckline, and the priest's fingers caressed her exposed white flesh. "The Lord is a very present help in times of trouble," the ordinary said, "and he will be thy comfort and guide. Do you repent your foul sins, child?" "I stole nothing." Sir Henry forced himself to draw long breaths. "Did you escape those Brazilian wounds?" he asked Logan. "Sold them on to Drummond's," Logan said, "so I'm damned grateful to you, Henry, damned grateful." "It's Eleanor you must thank," Sir Henry said. "She saw a report in the Paris newspaper and drew the right conclusions." "Clever girl, my daughter." "Such a pity about the engagement," Logan said. He was watching the girl, who cried aloud as Botting pinioned her elbows with a length of cord. He fastened them behind her back, drawing the line so tight that she gasped with pain. Botting grinned, then yanked the cord even tighter, forcing the girl to throw her breasts forward so that they strained against the thin material of her cheap dress. The Reverend Cotton leaned close. "You must repent, child." "I didn't do it." Tears were streaming down her distorted face. "Hands in front, girl," Botting snapped, and when she awkwardly lifted her hands he seized one wrist, encircling it with a second length of cord, which he then looped about her other wrist. "You're hurting me," she wailed. "Botting," the keeper intervened. "Shouldn't be my job to do the pinioning," Botting snarled, but he loosened some of the tension from the cord holding her elbows, and the girl nodded in pathetic thanks. "Jemmy!" The highwayman, his leg iron struck off, greeted the hangman with a sneer. "Come here, lad." Botting ignored the familiarity. "Drink that, then put your arms by your side." The highwayman put a coin on the table. "For you, Jemmy." "Good lad," the hangman said quietly. The coin would ensure that the highwayman's death would be as swift as Botting could make it. "Eleanor tells me she's recovered from the engagement," Sir Henry said, his back still to the prisoners, "but I don't believe her. She's very unhappy, I can tell." "Sandman was a very decent young man," Logan said. "He is a very decent young man," Sir Henry agreed, "but scrupulous," Logan said, "to a fault." "Indeed," Sir Henry said. He was staring at the floor now, trying to ignore the girl's sobbing. "God help me," he thought. "God help me." "Young Sandman is a very good man, but quite without prospects now, and Eleanor cannot marry into a disgraced family." "Indeed she cannot," Logan agreed. "She says she can, but then Eleanor would," Sir Henry said, and shook his head. "And none of it is Ryder Sandman's fault, but he's quite penniless now." Logan frowned. "He's on half-pay, surely?" Sir Henry shook his head. "He sold his commission and gave the money towards the keep of his mother and sister." "He keeps his mother? That dreadful woman? Poor Sandman." Logan laughed softly. "But Eleanor surely is not without suitors." "Far from it." Sir Henry sounded gloomy. "They queue up in the street, Logan, but Eleanor finds fault." "Still," Logan said, "doubtless she'll marry soon." "Doubtless she will," Sir Henry said dryly, for his daughter was not only attractive, but it was also well known that Sir Henry would settle a generous income on her future husband, which was why Sir Henry was tempted to let her marry Ryder Sandman, but her mother would not hear of it. Florence wanted Eleanor to have a title, and Ryder Sandman had none. Sir Henry's thoughts about his daughter's prospects were driven away by a shriek from the doomed girl, a wailing shriek so pitiful But Sir Henry turned in shocked inquiry to see that James Blotting had hung one of the heavy noosed ropes about her shoulders.